Hey mama, let's talk about things that don't just bounce back after baby arrives. We often hear about weight and stretch marks, but what about the not so obvious changes? Hi, I'm Dr. Sylvia, a women's health GP with yourgpconsultation.com, and I have over 15 years of looking after women during and beyond pregnancy. So let's chat. As a new mom in your 20s or 30s, your body has been through an incredible transformation. And some changes might stick around a bit longer than you expect. So here are 10 not so common changes that affect women across all skin tones and body types, and how to navigate them with confidence. Let's start off with number 1, the pregnancy mask. Well, not this type of mask. What does it mean? We're talking about melasma, dark patchy spots on your face, cheeks, and forehead. For women with deeper skin tones, this can appear as dark gray or brown patches, and often it's more persistent. Now, why does it happen? Because of a surge in the hormones that triggers excess melanin production when you're pregnant. It often fades, but it can stick around, especially if you have a genetic predisposition or spend a lot of time in the sun. What can be helpful? Sunscreen. This is non-negotiable for everyone. For deeper skin in particular, look for a mineral sunscreen with iron oxides that protects against visible light, which can worsen dark spots. Another thing is using gentle brightening agents. Ingredients like vitamin C, azelaic acid, kojic acid can help fade discoloration safely, but please always do a patch test before you start any new product. Now, if you're struggling and it's persisting, see a dermatologist because they can recommend treatments like chemical peels or lasers that are safe for your skin tone, but leave this for when you finish breastfeeding. Number 2, your hair texture and scalp do a complete 180 degrees. Now, this isn't just about shedding hair. Your curl pattern might get looser or even tighter. Straight hair might get frizzy or wavy. Women with textured hair, like type 3 or 4, might experience extreme dryness, breakage, even changes in their edges. Now, why does it happen? Again, it's hormones. They affect the shape of your hair follicles. Postpartum shedding reveals new hair that can grow in a completely different way, different texture even. But here are a few things that can help. If you've got straight or wavy hair, you might need to embrace deep conditioning treatments. Get a haircut that can help to manage new waves of frizz. And for my sisters with curly, coily, textured hair, this is a time for extreme moisture and gentle hair treatments. Don't be afraid to switch to more protective styles like braids or twists to reduce the amount of manipulation going on with your hair and so reduce breakage. Really important to focus on scalp health. Jojoba oil is really good, and stop heavy styles that stress your edges. But everybody, you need to be patient. Sometimes it can take a full year for the hormones to settle down and for your hair to recover and find its rhythm. Resting, eating well, even taking some supplements like biotin, zinc, and iron are also key. Number 3, your skin might become a complete stranger, and I'm talking about hyperpigmentation and sensitivity. So beyond melasma, you might see dark spots on your body, for example, around the nipples, under the arms, the inner thighs. You might experience new skin conditions, for example, eczema or psoriasis flare-ups. For black or brown-skinned women, we're more prone to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, PIH, from even the slightest blemish or scratch after pregnancy. And all this happens because, again, of our hormones, both stress and the physical strain of pregnancy, looking after a new baby. All these can disrupt your skin's balance. There's some things that we found that can be particularly helpful for hyperpigmentation. You can use products with brightening agents like tranexamic acid or niacinamide. Avoid picking or scratching at the skin to prevent hyperpigmentation. And for eczema and dryness, look at fragrance-free ceramide-rich creams and ointments, these are your best friends at this time. If you're really keen about having hot baths, you need to avoid them. Better to go for lukewarm water because your skin is sensitive. Make sure your routine is simple. Use a simple cleanser, a good moisturizer, and sunscreen. Those 3 should be like your holy grail when it comes to your skincare at this time. Next, your dentition, your teeth, they shift almost literally. Your teeth might feel loose, or you might notice new gaps in your teeth. And pregnancy gingivitis, where you have red, swollen, bleeding gums, that is a real thing. And sometimes it can persist after your baby comes. Why does it happen? Well, hormones again. They affect the ligaments and the bones that support your teeth. Essential nutrients like calcium, for example, that you get in your milk and yogurt and so on, are diverted to your baby. But there is help. So a postpartum dental check is a must. Now, don't be embarrassed to go to see a dentist. Believe me, they have seen it all. And then you can also increase your oral hygiene, floss daily. Make sure you're using a soft bristled brush and brush gently. Consider a fluoride rinse as well. Really important that you continue your prenatal vitamins, especially if you're breastfeeding, to help support your nutrient levels. Number 5, yes, your feet did grow, really, and perhaps your fingers as well. So what is this? Your shoe size might go up permanently. You might also find that your rings are tight long after the initial swelling from pregnancy goes down. Now, why does this happen? Well, during pregnancy, there's this hormone called relaxin, which is produced, and it loosens ligaments all over your body, including in your feet and your hands. Now, the purpose of relaxing when you're pregnant is help to create space and make your tissues softer to accommodate the baby and to help with delivery, but it affects all the other tissues as well. And so the arch of your foot can flatten, making it longer and wider as an effect of relaxing. So what can help with this situation? Well, you probably have to get new shoes. I know, but getting supportive footwear is crucial for your new foundation. And when it comes to your fingers, be patient. It might take some time, up to a year, for the finger swelling to fully subside. So don't rush to resize really important or expensive jewelry if you don't really need to. Number 6 is mom brain. That is a real physical thing, I promise. This includes forgetfulness, a lack of focus, or feeling mentally foggy. And why does it happen? A big factor is sleep deprivation. So I'm not going for the hormones. Research shows that our brain undergoes restructuring, and that enhances the areas responsible for empathy and alertness, which you need when you're caring for your newborn. You have to be alert to their cry and so on. You're literally becoming a new person. But here is what helps. Please give yourself grace. You're not losing it. You're just optimizing yourself for a new job. Look at it that way. But practical things: make notes, write everything down, use your phone, calendars, make lists, delegate tasks, and get your friends, family to help, just to free up mental space while you focus on looking after baby and yourself. Next, pelvic floor changes, and I mean not just leaking. Now, this one many may not tell you about, but come closer, I will. So this can include things like pain during sex, a feeling of heaviness in the vagina, or lower back pain. Now, why does it happen? Well, in this case, your pregnancy and childbirth are stretching and weakening the muscles and the tissues that support your bladder, the womb, and the bowels. And these muscles and tissues are known as the pelvic floor. Changes to these muscles or tissues result in these symptoms. So it's something that commonly will develop in pregnancy. What's really helpful is to see a pelvic floor physical therapist or physiotherapist. These guys are miracle workers. They can help with pain, strengthening the pelvic floor, and improving or restoring its function. In fact, I think every mother could do with a pelvic floor physio visit, not just those who've had vaginal births. The other thing to do is go slow with exercise as you recover. Avoid high impact activities until you've rebuilt your core and pelvic strength. Next, you might not have thought about this one, changes in vision. So this is about blurry vision or having very dry eyes persistently. And this one is also down to hormone changes, because they can affect the shape of your cornea and reduce the production of tears by the eyes. Now, it is often temporary, but it could last longer than a few weeks or months for some women. So if you have serious changes, difficulty with vision, please see your doctor in the first instance. But if these are mild symptoms coming and going, don't rush to get glasses or contacts or change them, because your prescription might come back to normal if you are somebody who uses glasses. You can use lubricating eye drops for dryness, but get an eye exam if these changes are going on longer than a year. The next one are varicose veins, and not just on the legs. So you all know these as swollen, purple, enlarged veins that usually affect the legs. But did you know they can also develop in the vulvar area? They're called vulval varicosities. Now, why do they happen? First, there's increased blood volume and pressure from your womb, your bump, when you're pregnant, pressing on those blood vessels that translates to the vulval area. Now, what can help is using compression stockings that would help with the leg varicose veins. But for the vulval varicosities, you need to avoid standing for long periods of time. Try using a donut pillow when you're sitting down. They tend to improve significantly after you've had your baby, but for some, they may not disappear completely. And so it's important that you see a vascular specialist if they start getting painful or they remain quite large after a while. Last but not the least on this list is that your silence is gone. What does this mean? You might experience a persistent ringing or buzzing or whooshing sound in one or both ears. What is going on? Well, it might happen because of changes in blood volume and pressure, hormones again, and even stress can contribute to postpartum tinnitus. That's the medical term for this condition. So what can help? Using white noise machines or even apps can help to mask the sound for many women, and especially during night feeds. You can also manage your stress levels and meditation, or if you've got a few minutes to take some gentle walks, that could be really helpful. Get your iron levels checked because anemia could contribute to this as well, and talk to your doctor to examine your ears, check out for other possible causes, and make sure you're getting the right treatment. Despite these changes, you're beautiful, mama. Your body has done something amazing. You've given birth to an actual human being. These changes are proof of that journey. Now, while some things might not go back to normal, this is part of your new normal. I think it's important that you're patient with yourself, look for support when you need it, and remember, you are not alone. Please speak to your doctor if you need some help. If you've had a baby before, did you experience any of these or some other change that I didn't mention in your previous pregnancy? Please share your story in the comments section. Let's support each other. Let us learn. The other thing you can do is save this video or share it with a new mom who just might need to hear this information. Make sure you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel if you want to hear more of this kind of helpful information and learn more about your body. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.